So let's now demonstrate the standardize function of Excel, which can be used to get the z-scores of a data set. And then also I will demonstrate the countif and countifs functions, which may be used to count the number of items in a range with the specified criteria. So in this case, I'll try to find the number of values which are greater than 3 sigma from the mean and less than minus 3 sigma from the mean. And also I'll try to find the values in the ranges from 1 to -1, 2 to -2, 3 to -3, and etc. So let's go to my mutual funds data again. So what I did is I separated the 3-year returns on a separate sheet. Okay, and I will need to, before I use the standardize function, by the way, I don't need to use the function. I can just do minus mean divide by the standard deviation. But I need to basically find the mean of the 3-year returns using the average. So I'll have here A2 to A869. Okay. So this is basically 10.99. And actually then I need to find the standard deviation. Now let me use the sample format. Again, A2 to A869. So now I've got the numbers I need for standardizing. So what I will do, for example, I'll just write here on top of the sheet z-score. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take this value, subtract the mean. So for the first one, it will be 5, 16 minus 11, roughly. Then I will divide 5 by 4.06. So for the first one, I'll get roughly 1 point something as a standard score. Okay, so then I'll have to do it for all the cells. There is basically a function called standardize, which can do this for us. The x value is here. You can type the mean in there. I'll just refer to this first cell, make sure I make it fixed. Standard deviation, I'll refer to the second cell, and again, I will make it fixed. Close it, and the first standard score, like we calculated, is 1.23. So 1.23 sigma above the mean for the first fund, whatever it is. So then I can actually take it all the way down. Okay, so you see we've got minuses, which is below the mean, and above the mean, and these numbers are ones, zeros, and we see different numbers. So we can do a simple sort, and the sort will give the same result because actually let's sort from smallest to largest. Okay, so you see here we've got -3 and below we have 5 observations, 5 funds. So we can consider that these are outliers. On the other side, on the plus side, we can go to the plus side and we can see actually only 2. So 5 and 2. So that's not very much. So let's see if I could actually, if I could have that count by the functions. So let's name this outlier. Outliers. How many outliers do I have? So I could use this function countif. Okay. If, okay. So I'll have to specify a range and the condition. And the range I will specify this time with V2, V869. Okay, this is the range I will specify. Okay, and then the condition. So to give the condition, you need to use the quotes. And I will say greater than 3. Okay, now that's a countif, greater than 3. Sorry, there we made a little mistake. We didn't close this correctly. So let's do that. All right, and as we did a manual check, and we observed there were two numbers, two funds, which were +3 sigma and more away from the mean. Now we might also want to see, add to that, the ones that are actually below. Okay, below -3. So I will use the less than sign and the minus. So the 2 from the upper side, and actually the 5 we observed here. So using this countif operation, I actually found that there are 7 funds which can be considered as outliers in this case. So I actually added 2 countifs. So this could be seen as an OR operation. So less than -3 or greater than 3. Now, if I want to combine similar operations, it's better actually to use the countifs. That's with an S at the end. So maybe I want to find, for example, okay, I want to find the number of values which are within 1 sigma from the mean. Okay, so I want to find the values which are greater than -1 and actually less than 1. And in this case, let me call this 1 sigma interval. Okay, and how many values within 1 sigma from the mean. So then I can actually use the countifs function. Countifs here. Okay, like this. So I then need to specify the range again, D2 to D869. And I need to specify the condition. I want this to be greater than -1. Now, what you can do in countifs, this is the trick, you can specify another range or the same range with a different condition. Okay, so let me specify the same range now. And the condition will be different. So the condition now will be less than, let's put the quotes, less than 1. Close the quotes. So this should give me, this should work in an AND fashion. Okay, so it should give me less than 1 should be satisfied and greater than -1 should be satisfied. Okay, so let's take a look at how many we are finding. We are finding 579. Okay, so actually we could find it. Look at those which are greater than -1, starting here. And let's go all the way to +1. Okay, 579 rows. So you see it right there. It's a count. Okay, so that's something, again, could be useful. Countif function could be useful. And we can also use the same for the 2 sigma interval. Okay, we can just, I want to copy the formula, not paste it because it's going to update. Sorry about it. Okay, but this time I want to say -2 and less than 2. Okay, now it gives me 847. And I can also represent this as a percent of total observations, which is 868. 66.7% in 1 sigma and 97.5 in 2 sigma interval. And we can also get the 3 sigma interval. Okay, now let me again paste that. I'm not dragging because then the range will change. I need to again put the $sign. So now let me put -3. Okay, I could also do this by, it should be 861. Basically, I should subtract 7 from the total number of observations. So this is 99.7 1. And so we are saying basically that approximately 99% of the mutual funds were within the range 1, 3 sigma above and below the mean. And we accomplished this by using the countif function and considering these. You can also put equal to, not equal to. So if you put a less than and the greater than side by side, it becomes a not equal to. Or you can say greater than or equal to. You need to put greater than sign and then equal to sign. So that would be how you could use these two functions and how you could standardize and get the z-scores. Okay, back to you now.